All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everybody? Oh, I don't want to say I told you so, but looking pretty good. Looking pretty good on the Linkaroonie. Um, it's still looking good, right? It's still bleeding, guys. I'm not saying we can't have a little turbulence in the next 6 minutes when New York opens, but this is the exact trade I'm in. Let me show. It is a freaking hammer. It's 14,966. 14,967 is the trade. 14,966, we'll say. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. Like, I mean, guys, we're looking. It's a 44 to 1 right now. It's it's a nice trade. I'm not mad at it. I don't think it's done. I really don't. This is just a great entry on a what I think it's coming down here, if not coming down lower, right? I mean, look who we're rejecting, right? This is all. Let's just start from the top, right? Let's just start from the top and work our way down. I don't even know. You can even ignore that. I mean, uh, if that happens, let it all happen today. Let it all happen today. That'd be sweet, huh? That'll pay some bills. That'll definitely pay some bills. I mean, we got this area here, daily order block, another order block here. It's not as mitigated on another time frame, but it's still the extreme, right? We got some fibs to look out for. Um, and this one lines up with this wick here, kind of, right? So I wouldn't be surprised, if we come here and we bounce, or if we come down here and, take this wick and or this one here. Would not surprise me. I'd feel better if we took this wick here like this, right? If we came down, took this guy. If we were to reject there, if we could still go lower, the structure is still bearish in the higher time frames. Bitcoin, if you pull up the 5 day, you can pull up the weekly too, doesn't matter, right? We're still curving out. This oscillator can just roll right over. It may not, but it could. 2 day printing a red dot. 3 day we'll be looking to. Uh-oh. Yeah, but anyways, sorry. Went fishing last night. Got it going. Actually, I'll show you a picture. Look at this. Look at this handsome fellow, huh? Look at that guy. That's a fish. Yeah, it was a good fish. It was fun. Light setup too. It was a lot of fun. It was a good night. Um, any hooser. Like, look at this, right? 4 hour Bitcoin. It's still bleeding out, guys. Money flow's coming out. Momentum waves are coming out. For oops, all you formation people, like it's here, right? We break up, we explode. We break down, we explode. These are aggressive, right? And then hold on. I would probably consider that a flat top. And if I'm not mistaken, the flat top's more bearish than bullish. I want to say they are. But either way. We're gonna find out. I can live with a 200 one, yeah, right? I'm not mad at it. What's up, Fred? So, like I said, guys, some of these alts have been front running Bitcoin in the sense of how they look, right? I'm not saying Bitcoin wasn't saying up, it wasn't saying down, but Link was definitely saying down more than Bitcoin was for my rules and how I look at the markets. And there's no denying it, right? I've showed you guys. I've been talking about it, right? When one of these five look good, that's what I hone in on, and that's it. And then when that trade plays out, I'll reassess. I always know what Bitcoin's doing. Don't get me wrong, but if one of these alts are looking better, I'm going to take them because these do behave for the most part. What's Solana doing? I haven't looked at Solana in a couple days. We just broke bearish, right? Look at this freaking retest too. You dog. That's a golden pocket rejection. Nah, a little bit, a little higher, but that's good. That's a good rejection. See what I'm saying? Yeah, right. We broke bearish. You come up. You SFP this guy. Golden pocket. This candle close. I mean, it'd be hard for me not to take something like this. I mean, this is technical target here, and we crush it, right? It's an 8-1. But I mean, even if things play out, let's get rid of this. I mean, how do you not like? This is a 2-hour structure. 1 hour? Yeah. So we have 1 hour pinpoints. Okay. So I'd be looking down here somewhere. It's an 18-1. But I mean, if the 2-hour would load, the 2-hour broke bearish, right? So it's not completely out of pocket to say this is the target all the way back down here. It's just not, right? I mean, yeah, you have these areas of interest to look out for. And I'm not saying don't take profits because you may get a pullback, but overall price objective of this may be, this low on Solana at like 95. What's this one looking like? Let's see if it'll load. What's the EMA looking like? That's 200, right? No, the 50. Okay. Yeah, okay. So the 3-day or 3-hour same jazz four. Okay, so here now this is where it gets spicy, right? The 4-hour we have structure. So I go whatever the higher time frame is what I do. So 6-hour, okay, 8 hours all the way down. Yeah, we're gonna have some turbulence. There's no doubt about that. But if we break here, definitely be TP in here. Definitely be looking around here, and then maybe hold some for here. Like all these nodes, guys. If you have a tough time seeing, excuse me, if you have a tough time seeing these, throw a 0 on that. This can help, right? Just you got to make sure you put the proper crap on the screen because these candles are going to read what's on your screen, and it's just volume, right? And it's going to show you pretty much what you're looking at here candle wise, and everything should be looked at as a ceiling or a floor. That's how I look at it, at least, right? So we have this guy just like that. Okay, we break below that guy, we're coming down here, and it's just an area of interest, right? And that's it makes sense if you look at it, right? You may not like this big zone, but it's an area of interest. Same thing here, right? I mean, you could break this down into 2, and this one will line up with the top, right? Are we gonna touch top of this and bounce? But this would be the shelf I'm really targeting down here. I would really like this guy. Got an order block of imbalance here, right? Or did we touch it? I don't know. I don't think we touched it. Yeah, it's close. I would consider this. See how it lines up with the shelf, guys? Man, that's what I know a lot of people keep this stuff up, and it's good for people to see. Definitely helps, but it's just extra clutter for me because over time you learn what the candles mean. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That looks pretty good too. But like I said, link looks juicy. Let's put the volume on here. Um, boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Let's go to the daily quick. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's see what we're looking at here. If we look at this entire range, like that. See, when you zoom out, you get cleaner pictures. And the market structure right now, I think it agrees, right? Boom, boom, boom. You know, if we lose this node here, if we lose this high, which is what we're at, we're banging our head on right now. You know, we're coming down here, right? I mean, not definitely, but that's what I'm looking for. And then if we break this guy, like, yeah, see, I have this node freaking drawn out, and the reason I have it drawn out is because we haven't mitigated it yet. And I know it's down, and I know it's scary. Um, and I don't even pull this, so I didn't know this was going to look like this. I just know it's an unmitigated zone down here, and it just happens to line up with potentially the POC of this entire range. Let's see. No, okay, it's up here. But I mean, see, some would argue, right? Like, we do this. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, yeah, exactly. It's down here. I mean, granted, you can kind of see that, but what if we do the whole thing? Yeah, so we got next stop, and then the next stop after that. Maybe. Not definitely, maybe. But this is where my full TP is right here on my short. I know, call me crazy, but this is where it is. I want to say I have it at like almost 750 at 767. So yeah, I can move that up a little bit. Actually, it may even be that. I'm not even positive. But yeah, guys, it's playing. That'll play. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I'm tired today. Softball Monday, at home late. Fishing last night, home late. I just want to sleep. Yeah, Bitcoin still, see, boom. The 3 hour, 4 hour, they're bleeding. So that's bleeding. Money flow's crossing over on a 3. The 2, it's bleeding. It looks like it wants to bleed more. 4 hour, I mean, it's curving. Anybody hop in that short with me from here? I mean, I didn't really post it because it's been a choppy mess. It's tough for me to post potential losing signals. I'll roll the dice for myself, but it's tough for me to send them to you guys. I was posting a little more in the beginning, but then people started to complain. It's like we've lost 2 out of 10 trades, guys. It's 80%. What are you complaining about? What's ETH doing? Is ETH still agreeing? Yeah. See, guys, you can't make this shit up. Oh, I love it here. This is the best job in the world. Let's repeat the top. Ooh. Yeah, this is bleeding pretty good. We're up 250%. Yeah, so then this is a rejection zone. There's no. Yeah, sorry, Fred. Like I said, where I got in, I literally saw the SFP and said, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I got in on this guy here somewhere. Drop it down. Drop it low, girl. Right here. This guy. All right, so it came down. I was up late last night, so I saw this. My kid woke up around 3:30, 4 o'clock. I saw this on lower time frames. This is even an SFP. We started coming up. I woke up and I was like, you should have closed some. Nah, I think we're going down. And then it just, as I was driving her to the in-laws, it just dumped. Yeah, once I saw, what time frame was it? I could have entered that 2 minutes. So when I saw this curvature coming out, and then I saw this wick here, I literally jumped in on this wick right here at this body candle close, like perfectly. I just saw it and I was like, you know what? I think this is if we're gonna roll, I think this is the roll point, and it did. Right, I used my oscillator there. At the end of the day, where are we? At the extreme of the range. You know, if you really want to, if you want to do the range thing, you can. Right, we're at the extreme of it. 2 minutes rolling out. It's a high, right? If we don't break the high, what do? We go lower. This is where you go lower. And I'd be willing to take a loss here, right? I kept this fucking thing tight. But yeah, things to consider, guys. There's always more to learn. I have so much more to learn. You all have so much more to learn. You find something that works, great, run with it, but don't be afraid to do a little um, experimentation. Maybe step out of your comfort zone. Don't implement it, but maybe, see if you can give yourself a little extra edge here and there. Look at it. We're fucking going. I'm up 300%. Baby. Mm, mm, this is good. How many times do I call something, Fred, and I don't take it? Or I get in it and it takes too long, like this shit would, and I just wouldn't get an actual move. And then I just want to jump. I want to jump into a blender. Turn it on high. So this is nice. This is a feel good. I've been telling myself I have a freaking sticky note right here. Trust yourself, dick. It doesn't say dick. It says asshole. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta trust yourself, guys. And if you lose on and trusting yourself, that's okay. You learn. Yeah, this is all the same. This all looks the same. I mean, this drop here for Bitcoin would be devastating, I bet, for Link. I don't. Link just looks worse. Die. Let's get rid of this. Nah, I'll keep that there. Actually, it doesn't bother me. This was a short supply. This was probably is an order block of some sort, I assume, or internal demand, or supply. I'm sorry. What are we thinking, Fred? What are we thinking? No, no. Ready? Hold on. Let me close this. All right. Yeah, they're cutting the grass. It's gonna get loud. This looks freaking good. Do we have anything that came out today? Anything about to come out? At 10. Yeah, Fred, me too. That happens a lot. Excuse me. But I move it. I'll move it to break even, and I don't that doesn't bother me because I'd rather not lose sometimes because I am trying to grab it so tight. Um, and then it's kind of like wash, right? Like, yeah, whatever. I'll get the next one. What pisses me off is when I pick a structural high, right? Like, granted, like, let's go to link. Like, if we were to do this, okay, remember this is the hourly, we do this. And then say I got in, I don't know, I got in somewhere along the way, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then you throw it, like, all right, well, this low, we may break this low, but I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put it right here. And then it still sometimes will come wicky then to go. It's okay because you can get back in, but I wish I took more profits. Um, but that's showbiz. Like I said, I have to be better. We all have to be better at taking profits at our targets, right? If you somehow get on this is your fucking target, right? If you think we're going all the way back down to here and you don't take profit and you just round tripped it and that really hurts. You put all this time and effort in to learn this stuff, learn the art, learn the craft. You found your entry and you didn't do the job, right? You you started it, you got 90% of the way done, but you didn't go back that last day to collect your check. So it's all for nothing. Just keep in mind, there's technical targets always, and if there's not, then you shouldn't be trading. You need to understand the objective, right? I'm not saying you always have to have an end target, but you need to have a target more often, like 99% of the time. But if you're seeing like, I don't know, like you see this bleeding, we change, we come up. Like I'm not saying take full profits here, right? But I would definitely be taking profits here at this low or whatever low. Yeah, it would be that low. And then you want to leave a little bit, but at some point, it's okay to take your money off the table, right? You're going to leave 5%? Why? When, you get this pump here and you get this area, then yeah, now you throw it back in and you're making even more money. It's, that's the beauty of what we're doing here, right? It doesn't have to go up. It doesn't have to go up a lot. It doesn't have to go down a lot. It can go a little bit and you can still make a lot, right? Because if you're going, let's just say you played by some people's rules and you got in internally speaking on the 16-hour, the daily, whatever it would be, this is your target, dude. Look at this shitty trade. Like, oh, that moved a lot. But if you played by the rules from the 16-hour chart and we broke structure here internally, we should go down. It's a 1-to-1. I don't fucking want that. I'll make more money on the 1 minute, on the 2 minute, on the 5 minute, on the 15 minute. But where you really make money is when you catch these on like the 2 minute, the 5 minute, and they play out, full time frame on these hires. I had water. What the heck did I do with it? I drank the whole thing already? Interesting. But I feel like a lot of that issue is due to lack of capital. I'd like to think, right? I'd like to think that the greed would go away, the stupidity will go away um, when I have that bigger account, right? Because I'm not, but let's just say I had a $50,000 account, $100,000 account, and I will, just not right now. Me grabbing it here and taking it down like I am here, I mean, if I had $100,000 account, and granted, I couldn't be in this account or this trade with this amount of leverage. I don't think. Let me see on link. Let's see. Also, I probably wouldn't be on K6, so it will be max open position. I am at 45x leverage. The max I can do is a $400,000 position. So if I had 100,000, no, I could not be on 45x leverage. If I had, um, mm, mm, let's see, what would be a happy medium here? Let's just say you had 50 grand. Yeah, so if you had 50 grand, you can use roughly 12 to 15x on Link. So I mean, everything, it would just all be different, right? So that's why sometimes it's good to know where you are. I mean, just because you have $100,000 trading account doesn't mean you're putting it all in, right? If I get a really great entry into the lots for 40x, but I can only put a max position of 400,000 in. I mean, just do the math, guys, right? If you're doing 400K divided by 45x leverage, if that's what the lots, you're only putting in $8,888.88, 8888888. That's actually pretty funny. So that's what if that's what you put in, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing, and you don't have all your capital in the trade, right? Especially if you're on isolated. That way, God forbid something happens, you can't lose any more than what you put in, right? Where instead of like your whole account getting liquidated, which it doesn't happen often, but we have these crazy wicks sometimes, and if you have your whole account in there, it has the ability to take the entire account. Where if you're, like I said, if you put 9,000 in that trade, but you have 50,000, it's the same trade, but at the end of the day, worst case possible scenario, you can only lose that 9,000 in isolated. Do not trade cross. You trade cross, you don't. It's just you're silly. You don't know. I'm not gonna be mean, but you're an idiot. Or you got it all figured out. Not many people have it all figured out. I'm gonna say less than 1% haven't figured out. And you're not that guy, pal. Not you, Fred. I'm just talking in general. Do the math, man. Pull this shit up. Hold on. Let me clear this. Let's do 5. Here. Let's see. You see the calculator? Yeah, okay, cool. So pull up it's called the calculatorsite.com. It's a daily compounder. You do the daily compound. Say you start with $1,000. I don't know. Probably risking a little more. Let's just say you make 10%. Look at days as trades. Okay. You're doing or you can look at it as days. It doesn't matter. In a month, if you're making 10% a day, actually, let's say 20, right? Let's exclude weekends. We'll exclude Fridays and Saturdays, but you can trade Sundays. Sundays are good. You'll have 6 grand, right? Now, if you have the ability to not touch that, you do it again, right? Argument's sake, that's 2 months, and you have $40,000. Okay, this is where it gets fucking crazy. Boom, right? You go from 1,000 to like 3,000 to wait, was it whatever? Or no, 1,000, 2,000, whatever, 6,700 to 40,000 to 300K, right? Patience. How about if we can all just dial in, right, our emotions and our strategies, and we hit a point where we're just like, okay, I'm gonna get my whiteboard, I'm gonna get my checklist. All right, one trade, boom, boom, boom. Before you know it, look like the math is right there, and this is 100% compounding, right? You're not taking anything out. This is not putting in for losses. I understand that, but it could, right? A 10% gain rate a day you can make 10% with a couple losses, right? Yeah, I mean, if I had, so the way I like to look at it, Fed, is I don't like to look at my account size. I like to look at all overall volume, and the goal would be to trade with like, if I could, probably half a mil. I think that'd be very fair. And if that was the case, I mean, my average is 3 or 4 to 1s. So just say, argument's sake, right? I'm making 5% a day. That's 1 month, right? I don't have 500,000, but when you get a good snipe, throw a little leverage on it, right? Allowing your risk to stay the same, but you. So, all right, well, let's touch base on that quick for anybody who doesn't know. Leverage is a tool. It is a tool to maximize your volume, and it is a tool to turn trading into gambling. You will make more, you will lose more, a lot faster using leverage. The sword cuts both ways. If no, not a bad month. You're not going to see me complain about that. If you are, once again, let's just say you want to risk 1%, guys, okay? And you're going to get in here, you got wonderful. The real thing, I mean, you should be putting it above that high, targeting this low. It's a 1.59. We'll call it a 1.5 with fees, depending on your exchange, if not even lower. If you want to risk 1%, okay? Fred, and I know you've seen this before, so just bear with me. If you're risking 1%, okay, of $1,000 account, all right, that's $10. You're risking $10. If you are able to drop this down, right, and you see this, and we flip, and you get in here somewhere for some, let's find a clean one because they're clean. They're here. They are here. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Been a lot of chop, guys. Been a lot of chop. I would assume, I don't think we get one here. Yeah, we don't quite touch it. Let's just assume we touch, okay? Unless we have one right here. Let's go 15-minute. Perfect. Here it is. This is a going. This is a going. We come up, we flip bearish, we retest. I don't know if we touch the 618 or not, but I think we do. Perfect. Okay. Whatever your confirmations are, you get in here. Okay. Candle close. Either you cover the high, it's a 1% stop loss. If you're risking 1%, that means you cannot use leverage. You cannot use leverage if you're risking 1%. If you're risking 20% of your account, take a seat. You don't know what you're doing. You will not win. You may hit a couple bangers, and it's going to be great, and then you're going to lose even more. You're going to lose that and some. It's not sustainable. Anybody who tells you it is, either A, is that top 1%, or they're just full of shit and they're just going to take your money because they look like they know what they're doing. They're entertaining to watch, but they're not traders. Or they're not profitable traders. They are gamblers. Now, let's say you can drop down to the 2-minute, hypothetically speaking, right? And you can get in here, but you're risking 1%, right? So you're still risking technical targets this guy, but let's just say you take it down until you see like a 2-minute change of character. Let's just assume, for argument's sake, it's here. Okay, just whatever, just because for sake of whatever, right here, boom, and you get out somewhere up there, 16 to 1. If you're going to be using leverage, guys, and this does not include fees, your exchange matters a lot. If you have a 0.23% stop loss spread, right? That number right above my cursor here, 0.23 is the percentage move until you get stopped out with no leverage. So if you want to risk 1%, arguably, you can use Forex leverage. So if you have $1,000 account and you find a trade this way and you want to put the whole thing in your full account in, risking $10, that 1%, you can now trade with $4,000 worth of volume. That make sense? I hope so. So just know that's how you use leverage, right? If you want to use, if you want to use 50% of your capital, right? And you want to do the same thing, well, just double it up, right? If you can use 4x leverage on your full account, use 8x leverage on half of your account. And it just spirals that way. Or you just do the math like I did before, right? If you had 50,000, you wanted to use 15x leverage or whatever it was, I forgot exactly what it was. I could only use $9,000 worth of my capital, my cash. But with the leverage given, I'm up to almost $500,000 of volume. So I'm still risking that same percent while using almost $500,000 of volume, but I'm only using $9,000 of my own dollars, or whatever it was. I forget the 400,000 or whatever. But that's how it's used. And if you don't know that and people aren't explaining it that way, I teach you. You come to me. We'll help you. That's where you got to get in the Discord, guys. That's where you learn the juicy stuff. All right, so we had numbers just come out. Actual zero. Right. He trades safe. I mean, I also think he can trade better. Right. I think we can all trade better, but I think he can trade better. I think if he put more attention into his trading versus the business right now, he'd be maybe even that much better. But who knows? I mean, he, like you said, he has capital. With capital, trading probably, I'm assuming it becomes easier, right? Because you can be more picky. You don't have to have such a tight entry. Granted, if you can, why the hell wouldn't you? But it depends the type of stress level that you can endure as a person, right? Everyone's personality is different. So this came in higher. I don't know what that means. Anybody know what that shit means? The Dixie looked like it wanted to pump the other day. Yeah. Let's see what happens. RT. Yeah, capital. Like look at what's his name? Shit. Crypto face, right? That dude makes. It doesn't matter what his R&R is. It matters what his win rate is. The way he trades. So I mean, his R&R matters, yeah, but your wins have to outpace your losses, right? Size wise, percentage wise, for the most part. But he just takes his beautiful setups that he likes, his oscillator screaming, and he doesn't tell you anything else. But I can't imagine that's all he's looking at. He did not get there where he is just using his oscillator. But he's a businessman, and he wants you to buy it. He can step away for some time, come back and make 100,000, 50,000, $1 million, $2-3 million in a single trade. It's nice to be. You can be real picky if you're doing that. If you're not greedy, you can be super picky and still be super, super, super well off top 1% of the world. Would be nice, right? Would be real nice. Like I'm not gonna say any names, but like there is definitely a top 5%, maybe even a top 1% trader in the world in the community. You know what I'm talking about, Fred. I'm gonna say top 1%. He is absolutely insane. Insane. He makes everyone else look like they have no idea. But you can't look at it that way, right? Because you'll compare yourself to them, and then it'll really screw you up. It screwed me up for a little bit when I first really got to know them. You try and be like that person, like they got to figure it out. But once again, it's your personality, it's your strategy, is what works for you. Um, Fred, we'll be there. We'll be there. Well, I'm gonna be there. I hope you're gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. I know I'm gonna be there. I've had that. Dude. Sometimes you gotta look yourself in the face, right in the mirror, inches away, and just have that conversation. Like, why you? Why do you think you can do this? Right? In theory, it's not that difficult once you learn the TA, but that's not the hard part. Right? I mean, it may be for some people, but for me, it's the mental. It's a mental game. It's the most fucking thing you'll ever do, which is why I love it so much. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. Sports are physical. Trading is mental. Mental's harder. Like, look at the Navy SEALs, right? What do? They break you down mentally. Like, some of the most badass people in the world, not just them, right? Um, the Rangers, Barrettes, all of that shit. It's all mental. They break you down mentally. Any Hoosers. There we go, breaking out. I love that, Fred. Hell yeah, brother. But it's a serious question, right? It's like, why do you actually think you can do this? Do you have the time? Do you have the patience? Do you have the discipline? And you may think you do. Like not just you, Fred. Like I thought I did, and then I really had to sit down and be like, you need to reevaluate because this game is tough. And I remember that mirror conversation I had. Come a long way since then. It's only been a few months. Less than 12. Less than 12 months. Let's see. How's the trade looking? What a bounce back, huh? Let's go to link on the 5. No structure. Okay. We have bullish divergence coming in. We are at, this is going to be an order block of some sort here. It may be a 4-hour. It's just hard to see sometimes in my candles. This is going to be a bounce zone. I'm just going to put a 4-hour, yeah. All right, that's where we're bouncing from. There's leftover buys here. They just got filled. We'll see if the sellers overpower it or not. I think so. Oscillator says there's potential still room to the downside. But that can get you in trouble sometimes, right? It could be a leading indicator, and it could also be a freaking lagging one. Because when shit goes fast, and you're looking at your oscillator, it's like the oscillator still has to catch up. That's why if you see a 5-minute flip, even when you're looking higher time frames, you should be shaving some off. A convincing break. Like, this is not a convincing break to me. This was not a convincing break to me. Why was it not a convincing break to me? Because we never came back and retested, so this was just a retest. Bitcoin, what are you doing? 5-minute Bitcoin, okay. So Bitcoin broke out of that little, I don't even know, flat top triangle wedge thing. Whatever you call these, I don't remember. On the hourly, remember guys, a lot of people trade this way, especially a lot of retail. We broke out. Is this the retest? Like, could we get, right? So boom, 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 boom. We break out, do whatever frick it is we hear. We want to break this low. And that'll be like a confirmation for a continuation for a lot of people. But then this can come all the way back up here and then still continue bearishly. So keep that in mind. Water. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it wants to roll. It does. It just doesn't. It's going to take its time a little bit. So at 10:30, maybe it'll spike up. Right, we had New York Open. We had news at 10. Numbers come in at 10. Give it like 30 minutes and see what happens. Another 20. Or it can just drag its ass the rest of the day. But typically, excuse me. Typically numbers come out at 8. Then we have a little volatility around 9:30, and then like that 10 to 11 is like that magical hour where it really starts to go when we have these news events or numbers, whatever you want to call them. We don't need you anymore. Let's see something here. Not in the hourly. Let's go 4. Hmm. The problem is I don't like this start here, so I wouldn't really call it that. This would be a pennant. Look at that candle though. Come on. Yeah, I think that's all I got. I mean, I'm in. I'm waiting. I'm not unless I get a 5 minute flip. I'm probably not going to take any profits until then. My stop loss is into profits. My stop loss is down here somewhere. Um, I think my stop loss is actually up here because I got it up here. Let me see. Yeah, my stop loss is here. I'm giving it breathing room, right? Because we're still bearish. It still looks like it wants to bleed. And like I said, it can come all the way back up and then come down, or it can wake me out before it comes down. But I mean, well, time will tell. But for now, that's where I have it. I'm going to watch it like a hawk, and if I see that 5 minute flip, I'm going to take some profits. If things start to look a little more bullish, I'll take a little more profits, and then I'll wait for a potential, retrace for another entry on another one. You got anything? Anybody? I think it's just me and you, Fred. I wouldn't be surprised. I also don't want to start this too much because I don't want to see something and then get out of the trade when it's just kind of playing its game. I mean, yeah, they're right, right? You can, but it's not an impossible game, right? And you don't know until you try. So, I mean, you can work 30 years, 40 years, right? And still have nothing to show for it. I mean, you have to be pretty stupid for that, but it's you can cross the street and I don't know get hit by a fucking bus or a piece of a plane could fall down and kill you. You know what I mean? It's anything could happen. But the way I looked at it is, if I didn't take my leap and try this because I freaking love it, and I'm not a gambler, guys. I don't gamble. I don't do any sports betting. I never did. I don't like the casinos. Um, but you got to shoot your shot, man. You miss all the shots you don't take, 100%. All right, I'm out. Fred, let me know in the Discord if you need any help with anything. Just shoot me a DM. And we will catch you guys next time.